Welcome to Globe 10.0. I'm Steve Silva. Alongside me is Nick Cafardo, Globe baseball writer. We're here at the brand spanking new JetBlue Park in Fort Myers, Florida, where yesterday Red Sox pitchers reported, and Josh Beckett and John Lester both came out to address the media. The question is with Beckett, did he do enough yesterday to put 2011 behind him, Nick?
Well, Steve, I think some fans would probably say no. Others would say, okay, let's move on. A lot of media are very skeptical of what he said. But if you know Josh Beckett, I think he took a step forward, at least, in accountability. You know, he had that MLB Network interview a couple of weeks ago with Kevin Millar, where I think he sounded just awful, where he kind of, tried to find out who leaked all that information rather than put it on himself. I think he did a better job in his press conference of putting it more on himself. He did mention the other stuff, of course. He was a little defiant at times, as he always is, but that's his character, that's his nature. And in many ways, that's what makes him so good, because he's so into what he believes in himself, and he's such an emotional guy, and I think that's what makes him good. So I would say, knowing him like I do, I would say this was a step forward for him.
Yeah, I don't know if he won any fans over yesterday with his appearance. A lot of the commentary I read immediately after said, too little, too late. He should have come out with this sooner. Some of the things he said yesterday had me scratching my head. The biggest mistake I made was not executing pitches and losing the last two games of the season. I think we're beyond, the executing pitches stuff at this point. People said, if you're waiting for a mature, articulate apology from Beckett, it ain't happening. That's what you're going to get from him.
Yeah. But I do think that he's got such a competitive edge about him that he will pitch this year with a chip on his shoulder, and I think he'll do that for himself more than not more for the fans or for the team, or he'll do it for himself because he knows he's so good and he hates failure.
Yeah, I agree. I think the chip on his shoulder is good. He's definitely motivated. He knows that all eyes are on him this season. I think it was interesting that they brought him out yesterday, right out of the gate, first day. Beckett and Lester, which they don't normally do, two people, and said, we're going to put this thing behind us right out of the gate because we want to move on. We're going to put the two most important guys out there, let them say their thing and move on. And I think, like you said, it's within the camp. If you're a Red Sox fan that's still bitter and angry about the way things ended last year, and you're not happy with the way things are going down, and you're probably still not happy with Josh Beckett. If you're in the corner that says, hey, that was last year, it's 2012, let's put this behind us and let's move forward, they're happy and ready to move forward. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm sure you've gotten emails, I have too, during the course of the yesterday and today. Hey, let's move forward. This is an old topic now, and let's get going with 2012.
Yeah, and as always, the proof is in the pudding. We're going to see how he does when he takes the mound in a couple of weeks here, and then we'll see where we go.